Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Granny B's house. Granny B's having a really good day. I hope you are too. And you know how you can make this day better? By being kind to all those people around you. Makes their day better, and in turn, it makes your day better as well. Well, I found another good book at a used bookstore, or maybe it was a resale shop. I actually don't remember where I got this book, but it's about a moose who has a big mustache. Look at that mustache on that moose. I don't think I've ever seen a moose with a mustache. So if you will use your imagination here, we're going to talk about family reunions. This moose really wants to have a family reunion and get back in touch with his relatives. And a lot of people do that in the summertime. So, Mosquitoes. Ooh, look at all those mosquitoes. Mosquitoes is about a moose family reunion, and it's written by Margie Paladin and illustrated by Henry Cole. So let's read about these mosquitoes. Oh, yeah, this is a big book. Granny B's going to have to get out of the way. Moose was feeling a mite melancholy, a bit blue, sort of sad. He was missing his big moosey family. Why, he hadn't seen them in years. Looking at old family photos were almost bringing him to tears. Moose missed being together, making memories, enjoying good times. He even missed grumpy Uncle Harry and Cousin Curly's bad jokes, Aunt Lurlene's bad cooking. Moose sighed. Gosh, how he longed to see all the folks. My poor down-in-the-dumps dear, said his darling missus, there's no need to pine, long, or be lonesome. Let's plan a party, a reunion, and celebration. My love, what do you say to an old-fashioned family vacation? A family reunion vacation. How simple, how easy, how perfectly perfect. Moose calls went out, north to south, east to west, and all places in between. From the relatives up in Moosekitos to the kin down in Mississippi, to mooses in Texas, Montana, even south in Alabama, the whole hairy herd would meet up at their mountain moose lodge. A big family reunion vacation. Moose's mustache curled in anticipation. He planned three-legged races for the very first day, silly songs for the next. He scheduled swimming and sunning, tanning and fanning, boating, floating, hiking, biking, mornings to fish, time to chat and to dish, and everyone sleeping under the stars. Togetherness, sighed the merry moose, positively, perfectly perfect. With calendars marked with an X and watches synchronized to the second, mooses from coast to coast loaded up cars, packed vans, and stuffed trucks. Toot, toot, honk, honk, lots of goodbye waves, and off they went. Caravans chugged up hills, slid down dales, snaked through tunnels, crossed bridges, rivers, this way, that way, left, right, to the tippy top of the mountain and Moose Lodge. Aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, each and every cousin piled out to meet and greet. There was lots of moose hugging, cuddling and kissing, handshaking, backslapping, hand clapping, tears and giggles too. It was just as Moose had hoped and planned. One big, perfectly perfect family reunion," said Moose, ready with his camera and a click. "All together now. Everyone say cheese. Ah, chew. No, that was a sneeze." Moose looked at his darling wife. Her eyes were suddenly bleary and teary, her nose runny and red. "I think I'm allergic," she sniffed. "I'm going to bed." Before Moose could refocus, Bucky, Junior, and the rest of the boys grabbed a volleyball and raced off. Sissy and the girls scooted to the beach. Cousin Larry, Mo, and Curly climbed into a canoe and paddled away on the lake. Great Aunt Matilda trailed off to bird watch. For heaven's sakes! The kin from Montana vamoosed and went for a hike. Great-great-granny tootled off on her bike. Then the cousins from Texas got ornery and started to squabble. The 4 sisters from Moosekitos got into a tiff. Uncle Harry started grumbling and stomped off with a sniff. "Stop! Wait!" cried Moose, watching them scatter. "What about togetherness?" "Not now. Maybe later. Catch you next time. Mind your own beeswax. Go fly a kite." The family was not playing ball, at least not together. Moose tried. He really tried to find something they all wanted to do. It was not simple. It was not easy, and it did not work. But Moose was still hopeful. He had an idea. The next evening, as daylight faded, the stars came out, and everyone trailed back for dinner. Moose was ready and waiting. He had the campfire crackling, stew bubbling, potatoes roasting, marshmallows toasting. Moose got out his banjo and plunked and plinked a favorite sing-along tune. He strummed, he hummed, he sang and crooned. Nobody joined in. The kiddies were whining and cranky. The teens tired and bored. Aunt Lurleen yawned. Mo and Larry sat back and snored. "Quiet," said Uncle Harry, shuffling off to bed. "But what about family togetherness?" Moose sighed, sadly eating a s'mores all by his lonesome. As the last campfire flames flickered, the only sound Moose heard was a ribbit solo. And then from somewhere in the dark, in the quiet, came a buzz, then a meow, and a nee, and a meow. Ouch! Oh, oh, ouch! Slap, smack, scratch, scratch, scratch. "Land sakes, it's Mosquitoes!" cried the Mississippi aunties, wailing with alarm. "Blasted buggy biters!" shouted Uncle Tex in the middle of a swarm. "Slap, slap, smack, smack, scratch, itch, scratch. Help! Mosquitoes!" yelled the boys as they tumbled off their cots. "Help! Mosquitoes!" cried the girls, covered with bumpy pink polka dots. "Do something, my darling," said Mrs. Moose as she scratched between 2 achoo's. But Moose pondered, wondered, worried. What could he do? Then suddenly he froze. One of the biggest mosquitoes had landed right on his nose. Moose gulped and went eye to eye with the big buzzer. They glared, they stared. Who would blink first? And then Moose grinned and smiled. He didn't swat, smack, or swish, but knew exactly what to do. Moose reached into his knapsack for his tried and true mustache glue. Moose ordered one and all to take a heaping hoofful of the white pasty glop. Then Tex lassoed some whiskers from the bottom while the beehived ants took hold of the top. herded around in a circle. Everyone took a share of moose hair. Why, even Uncle Harry took part. And with Moose's orchestration and a little humming and some dandy moosey-dosey-dos, together they all wove this way, then that way, up, down, front, back. Ah, they made a blanket out of his moustache hair. There was no need to worry, no reason to fret. Thanks to Moose and his moustache, the family now had the world's biggest mosquito net. The glued brood was safe, sound, and snuggled all around, with Moose smack dab in the middle. Oh yes, it was cramped, it was crowded, and Uncle Harry's snores were most definitely loud. But they were together at last, as close as any family could be. Moose sighed. It was a perfectly perfect reunion, even if they all itched. Boy, that was a silly story, wasn't it? Who's got that big a moustache? But it was fun to watch them work together and finally come together as a family. These family reunions, they can be a little high stress sometimes when everybody gets together and everybody wants to do something different, and we just have to remember to work together and be kind to all those people in the family and all those people around us. That'll just make every day perfectly perfect. Well, you know, Granny B loves you, and Granny B wants you to come back and see her again real soon, and I'll betcha Granny B will read you another story. Bye-bye now.